What's happening, good folks? It's your man Patrick the Game Changer Jackson here. We are back with another great episode. Got a great panel here. We're gonna have some great conversations. Like always, got some good topics for y'all to be able to dig into. Hopefully, y'all are ready to be a part of that. Got some really good announcements that are going to be coming up. Folks gonna be surprised of some things that we have up our sleeve with events and stuff like that that'll be coming on down the pipeline. Definitely going to have some tickets to give away, so y'all got to make sure that you stay locked in with us. Got some tickets to the comedy show that'll be coming up. Yes, another great comedy show for you to be able to come out and laugh. Of course, brought to you by CMAC Productions. So make sure y'all tune in so you can win some free tickets to that. Of course, we always got some great giveaways to be able to do something fun, exciting, for you to get back, relax, and of course, have some laughs. That's what it's all about. But also, it's Black History Month. So make sure you love on some people, love on your folks, love on each other. There's a lot of things that are happening that is crazy going on around the world. Make sure that you laugh, love, and of course, Valentine's Day just happened. Hopefully, all of you had a great Valentine's Day. Continuing to show love. Don't just show love on Valentine's Day. Show some love all year long. You got to make sure that you show that love. They just one day. It's 365 days a year. The same way that we are celebrating Black history. It's not just for the 28 days in February, but it's every day. Every day we are celebrating who we are because we love who we are and what we represent. Because I think one of the major things that we forget is that once you love yourself, you're able to love everybody else. But we got a great conversation coming up. Stay locked in. Say hello. Make sure that you get in those comments in the discussion. I may be able to put a link in there if some of y'all want to come up and have a discussion later on in the show and bring your point of view. Make sure that you have your camera ready and have your mic set to be able to get on the show. I'm going to start bringing people on later on in some of these future shows. So might test it out tonight. We shall see. We'll see how the flow of this conversation and everything goes. But definitely ready for this conversation. We'll be right back. What is happening, good people? Yes, yes, yes. We are back, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of He Said, She Said. I have a great panel here to talk as we walk this walk. Of course, got Monty and T here with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Start with Monty, then we'll go to T.
My name is Monty C. Wilson, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Monty C. Wilson.
Hi, Bakersfield. My name is
Go
Tamika
ahead.
Franklin. Hi, Bakers. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Hi, Bakersfield. My name is Tamika Franklin, born and raised in Chicago. I've been living in Bakersfield about 3 years now. I am excited to join this panel and just want to give my greetings to Monty and Patrick.
Yes, we're about to go in. We got a few topics that we're going to discuss on today. And of course, make sure that y'all bring your listening ears, your conversational thoughts to the forefront because I tell you, I come to the internet to have fun. You know, I'll be super serious and stuff y'all see a lot of times in real life. But in this element, like to have fun, like to be able to keep back. We'll talk about some current and serious situations, but bring a little bit of spin of some laughter to it to be able to digest some of this stuff. You got to be able to digest it with just a little bit of laughter. And we have a little bit of serious stuff with some laughter, with some relationship type topics and stuff as well. So we try to mix some of these things into the conversation to make sure that you can digest some of this information because be a lot that be going on, and you need a little bit of laughter to be able to sometimes swallow some of these things that's going on in life. If we were to take life like it is all the time, we'll be mad all the time. We don't want to be mad and angry all the time. We want to sit back, relax, and enjoy like adults and just have a conversation and being able to see how can we move forward progressively. So, with that being said, one of the things that has happened is the IRS is firing 15,000 employees. Uh, Monty, I think you had some insight on that.
From what I saw, they were there was 15,000 employees that were actually on still on their probationary period, right? And so, as some of you might remember, they hired 15,000 employees about a year and a half ago. And remember, they said that they were going to have these people, be able to audit a lot more accounts and be able to go to some people that got these fraud and PPP loans and that sort of thing. So for them to say that they're
Hmm.
going to get rid of 15,000 people under that were still on probation, it sounds to me like that was the 15,000 that they just hired. People who thought they had solid jobs and now they don't. And once again, you wonder who did some of these people vote for. You know,
Mm,
did they vote themselves out? You have to
mm,
wonder that.
That is a valid point.
Yeah.
That is a valid point. Yeah, some people
mm,
may have voted one way or another way, and may have. I didn't really think about that at first. That they literally could have voted themselves out of a job.
Right.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. And no matter what you whose side you on and what your politics are, uh, that's something to vote yourself out. You know what I mean? I don't care how well you support Trump. If you vote yourself out, you got to be feeling a little stupid right now. I'm sorry, to say that word, but yeah, that's interesting.
Wow. I'm wondering how many of those people were DEI supporters. Not per se were they African American or minority, but how many supported the DEI movements and walkouts.
I don't know. I mean, obviously they're not listing these people, but or their affiliations, but I think this cut was just across the board. It was just if you were on that probationary period, you are within that 15,000, people that they're letting go. And who knows, they may let go more. I
Yeah.
mean, because they're talking about abolishing the whole IRS period.
Yep.
So for them, see the to let go of this 15,000, that's easy for them to do.
Yep.
Because these people were under probation now. Now the harder thing where they're going to have to probably go through the courts and go through Congress and do a bunch of legal battle is abolishing the IRS totally. So, and he has another plan that he says he's gonna get it from tariffs and tax in other countries. I haven't looked at the math on that, how that's supposed to work, but that's what he's attempting to do.
Does anyone have any insight on why Trump is so upset with the IRS? Why the IRS? Any insight on that?
I mean, for one, they've come after him several times. So in the past, so it may
He had
just
to
be
file
a
bankruptcy. Hmm.
right, right, and the IRS is coming after him so many times, and so it may be just that. Uh, the IRS is already weighted towards rich people, so it's not just
Mm,
because rich people want him to do that. You know what I mean? It's
right.
already
That's
they
what
already
I'm.
winning, so it's
Yeah.
not like that's why he's doing it. It's
Yeah.
interesting, but there's a lot of talk about them wanting to just totally dismantle the government. Period. Just all aspects of the government. I mean, they're trying to get rid of the Department of Education. You see, they're doing a lot with the military right now. They're trying
Mm,
to, the post office is going to be coming up next. They've been trying to dismantle the post
They've been
office
trying.
for
Yeah,
years.
for a while.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for almost probably 10 years. So, we'll see. But I think that's just on a list of a lot of things that they're trying to do. Now,
Hmm.
whether or not it's going to be actually better for us, that remains to be seen because I haven't looked at the actual numbers or like how is this going to work. I did see something they were saying like, well, you will save this amount a year if you make this amount of money, and if you make that this amount of money, you would save this amount a year. But I mean, there ain't no such thing as saving. For like I can't
Right.
see me just I have an extra $14,000 in my pocket, so
Hmm.
that money is they're gonna get that money from somewhere. You would imagine. They can't just
Right.
say, I mean, how can we even survive, as a country? Now they're trying to cut the spending quite a bit. Now, if they cut the spending quite a bit, maybe, I don't know.
What about collecting that PPO money back from
The
those
PPP
PPO
loans.
loans? PPP, sorry, PPP loans.
Well, they're not gonna have the people to come after it, no.
Yeah. See, that's that
Mm,
the people that was in that 15,000
Yeah, they're
that
not
was
gonna
another
have the
one of
people.
their tasks to go after the PPP loan fraud. So
right.
Yeah, they just
so
not. They're not gonna have the people to be able to sustain to be able to even go after. I mean, 50. That's a lot of people,
yeah,
and not just that.
Mm,
That's just the one like Michael said, just that they can just get right now, that they can cut right now. But they seem like he's trying to abolish. He's trying to abolish the whole thing, which I don't think is gonna happen at any point. Like, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I don't think he's gonna be able to be in position uh to be strong enough to get that done. I don't think that's gonna be part of what he's gonna be able to accomplish at any stage or any point. Uh, but I think these cuts, and I believe the lawsuits that he's putting in place, he's putting himself into pretty much. If people, now he's gonna have all these lawsuits that's gonna become a for people losing their jobs, and then these class action lawsuits trying to see where the loopholes are at of them saying that
yeah,
he doesn't have the legal right to be able to let them go.
yeah. Because he also let go of transgenders in the military too. That was a couple days ago. So that's I
mm.
think I think they I think I'm pretty sure they kicked out the people that's already in, and no one else can apply. So I think they pretty much said thank you for your service.
Yeah, that's gonna be an
You can,
interesting.
you can look that up, but
Yeah,
So
that's gonna
wait,
be an interesting take.
if you're transgender, you can no longer
can get no more transgenders in the military.
aren't
Yeah.
they protected? Isn't that discriminate? Aren't they discriminating against them, or am
Hey,
I missing something? What?
yeah, that's what it was.
So did they lift that protection?
I'm sure they're suing too. I mean, I can't see them not suing. Also saw something that said that there was a prestigious engineer convention for all black engineers. So it's hundreds of young black engineers that come to this conference every year, and that the
Mm,
Army every year comes to this conference to recruit. So now they're
Uh huh.
not able to come to now they're not able to come to this conference. They're not able to go to the military is not able to go to the conference. They said if you want to go, you can go on your own personal capacity, but you cannot go representing the military. And these are
Oh,
and these are well qualified applicants. So this is
right.
not DEI because it's what they claim DEI was there to do was bringing in unqualified people was what they claim,
right.
right? But these are qualified people because
Qualified individual.
these are highly sought after, engineers. We have a shortage of engineers. That's why we have so many engineers from all over the world.
Hmm.
Right.
If you look at people like Chevron and all these different companies,
They
and
got people
and
from
even
everywhere.
yeah, they got people from everywhere. So um, that's why they make so much money because they're just highly sought after. So to say that they're not going, but the thing is, these people are qualified. They're saying they're not going because these are black people. See, that's the crazy part. Because they are black, you cannot go.
Mm.
Mm,
You know.
mm,
And back again, you say when I said like how many people from that 15,000 voted themselves out. Like how many people have kids who are getting ready to go to college who want to be engineers and different stuff like that, and you might have voted yourself the wrong, voted, you know, gave your kid a harder time to get through college,
Yep.
or just have a life or career period. Because your kid could be,
Mm.
because it's not like we're talking about kids who are unqualified. We're talking about kids that are qualified now who are getting less of a chance.
And that's where it becomes more and more of an issue.
Yeah. Now I see some people saying like, well, black people don't need to be in the military anyways, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of blacks who are in the military, enjoy the military, have really
Right.
long,
That have their
car-
career and stuff. Yeah.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
long and successful careers in the military. So
Yeah, I know a lot of people
yeah,
have.
Yeah.
let's
Me
not
I
take
even
too.
have a uncle that has a very long uh, tenure in the
yeah.
military, retired and everything. So
Me
I've
too.
we've had people that have had really good experiences with folks in
Oh
the
yeah.
military too. So it's not all bad. Uh, and it actually brought on a lot of opportunity for people. A
Right.
lot of people used it as a way to be able to transfer into college where they paid for it all. So
Hmm.
being able to go and serve their time and then be able to go into certain careers. So you know, some folks are just not as versed and educated in the
Right.
space as well, and they just some folks are just anti everything. And
Anti everything.
they,
'Cause I honestly have never met anyone, a black person, who said they had a horrible experience in the military. I haven't. Like most of the people I know liked it, even from
I
all
have,
my uncles and
I
my
have,
dad, everybody. I mean, you're
I
gonna
have
have some people that you're gonna have people that's gonna have a bad
like that.
experience with anything, but you know, we have a bad experience in Bakersfield, working wherever. You can be
Yeah,
working at McDonald's and have a bad experience. So, but
right.
just say they would never go and all that type of. Now I would never do it again. I've never I've never heard that story. Um, but yeah, that's interesting that you cannot go to that conference anymore. If you do, you have to go. Under your own pay for it yourself and go as a personal person to go recruit these
Wow.
kids. These well,
Right.
well these well educated kids.
And that same breath, those same
Mm.
again, these are different departments in different areas. Like the federal workers across the board are being let go, even though they have great performance reviews. And again, they're cutting departments, they're cutting particular spaces and areas that's causing a lot of this, kind of trickle effect to happen. Um, as they're as these things are just coming down, more and more people, I'm sure, in the federal government, they went for the DEI. Of course, we're talking about the IRS. We're seeing things in the Department of Education. Now we're seeing it in the Department of Transportation and wildlife. All these different areas of the federal government. I think these people are just almost sitting on the edge of their seats, wondering if they're gonna have a job tomorrow.
Yeah. And they're going after safety stuff too. You know what I mean? Because just like the state of Texas, I mean, they don't have nowhere near the building codes that we have in California. California is probably the most strict when it comes to building codes and toxic waste. What do they consider toxic waste and that sort of thing? But I saw something in Texas one time where a plant blew up in this small town and killed a bunch of people and leveled some buildings and that sort of thing. And they had very very lax safety procedures or whatever and inspections. And they come to find out they were storing some explosives in a place where they shouldn't have been storing them. And they hadn't had an inspector come to that place in like 10 years or something like that. And so the crazy part though is after this explosion, they went in, and you think that they would have put some more rules in. They actually lowered the rules. They made the rules
Oh
more
wow!
lax. Yeah, they
Mm.
actually made the code worse than it was before the explosion.
Mm.
See, so these people they don't like any sort of anybody telling them anything, any sort of
Anybody tell
rules.
them
Right.
anything?
Right.
Right.
Now
Because
I
they're talking
just
about the
also.
FDA. They're talking about the FDA,
Hmm.
and then we backed out of the WHO, whatever, the WHO, the WHO,
Hmm.
World Health Organization. We backed out of that.
They
And
he
these
just
people.
also they just also fired 20 immigration judges. Uh, Yeah, they just fired 20 of those as well.
Judges.
Yeah, 20 immigration judges.
Okay.
So they got
But see, but
terminated
you know,
as well.
and with all these people being deported, that's something that that's going to be actually needed. So they probably just want to slow that down even more.
Right. But didn't we see this coming?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I did. Did you see it
So what
coming,
coming?
Pat? Did
So
you
what coming?
like? I, I'm just sitting here like, what are we talking about? What are we really doing here? We knew it.
We knew what though.
We knew that he was
This would
campaigning on
happen.
doing this.
He told us. They wrote
He
the
said he was
plan
going to do it.
and said that, and now they're checking it off. So let's talk about that.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
what we talking about?
I know I'm listening. I'm just
No,
I'm the
you
I'm the
you you brought it up. What we talking about this?
well, we're talking about how you vote, like Monty said. It's so important. It's so important. There were so many the people that said, "Well, we don't want to vote a woman in because this and that." So now, how does it feel? How
Well, I
does
haven't
this
talked.
feel?
That's a good question. I haven't talked to any of these people. They've been seem to be a little bit more quiet than they were when the
Right?
during the election.
Yeah.
But I want to know too. I'm kind of
Yeah.
waiting though. I'm waiting till till it really hit. Because
Yeah,
right now
I
it's
don't think that majority of the people that we're thinking that it's affecting is affecting yet.
Yeah.
not
Right.
everybody. No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not affecting the people that voted for him, not in mass numbers. Like, because I think most people they're looking at determined like all of the fire, the DEI, all of these federal jobs and stuff like that's still a drop in the bucket. That's not really hitting nobody uh, of those that's in those positions. It's not really hitting the mass people that voted for him. It's not also hitting, you know, with the trickle effect in like a year or two from now. I think is where a lot of those things will be felt. But
That's
like the
true.
immediate hit right now, I don't think. Like I think because even when we're talking about like the immigration stuff that's happening with the mass deportation, when the Hispanic community that's what they wanted. They I think that's where a misconception is happening as well. Is that there's a large population that voted for him that was wanting it. So we're
Right.
making there's the assumption that there's a large group of it, majority of Hispanics didn't want it, but the voting population of Hispanics wanted it, and
Yeah.
so that conversation isn't being had on platforms. You don't have people, in there talking about it, but they went to the ballot box wanting it.
Yeah, they wanted it, but there's some who thought that he wasn't coming after them too. Because I saw a lady that was Venezuelan, and she thought it was like 250,000 Venezuelans or something like that that were documented or something like that, and then all of a sudden now they're being scrutinized. And
Wow.
this same lady that was actually literally on the podium with him was now all of a sudden saying that I was lied to. So there are some people that voted and are like, oh wow, wait a minute. I think there's going to be more people like that. I mean, you talk about the people that's been fired from the government. We don't know what percentage of them voted for Republican, but we have to know that some of them, and we have to know that some of the people that's at the FBI, because he's coming after them too.
Yeah, yeah, he coming strong.
So yeah, and we know
Mm.
some of them. I mean, we don't know what the percentages is, but there's people who are like, wait a minute, uh, I voted this man in, and now all of a sudden he's coming after my job or my citizenship. So it's just like you said though. It isn't like it's not the masses though. We probably talking about probably he's probably affected maybe 500,000 people. I'm just guessing. At this point, out of
Yeah,
330 million, we still got we
yeah,
still got a lot of people. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
We'll
But
see.
this IRS thing that if he abolishes the IRS, that's going to be everybody right there. We don't know. I mean, that's either going to help everybody or it's going to hurt everybody,
yeah.
depending
I
on
mean,
how it
yes,
goes.
that not have a monitoring system definitely will be. I think because
Yeah,
he was trying to cut out all federal like taxes. Like we don't need it
right.
to have it all go back to the states, being able to
Yeah, and I
up
don't
their
know how we
tax.
going. I don't know how we going from needing it to not needing it.
Well, yeah. Well, when you look at the numbers, man, when you really start breaking down the numbers, man, it's crazy. It's crazy the
Yeah,
amount of money that they get.
right. It's trillions.
Like
Mm.
it's ridiculous. Like the amount of money that they get, and we're pretty much, that it wasn't never built for that, and they just continue to use it. It was supposed to be for a short period, and then they just continued to use it. It was like, oh, these people ain't rebelling back on us for these taxes. Like they're taking about
Yeah.
30% of the money. Like,
Right.
Right. And I mean, and as far as government waste, there's a ton of government waste. I mean, he's not doing anything new there. I remember that TV show that used to come on NBC called on Dateline. They had that series called The Fleecing of America, and they would come on and they would do a segment on the fleecing of America, and they would talk about how much we were spending in in the defense budget or at the
hmm
Pentagon or whatever, blah blah blah, and they were uncovering $800 hammers and $3,000 toilet seats and stuff like that. Crazy amount of money that they were spending for screws and nails. And I mean, the government waste is a real thing. So
it's a
if we
real thing.
can, yeah, we can cut back on that. I don't know how much, if it's enough government waste to just say we don't need any taxes though. But I haven't. I need to see the math on that.
I agree with that. There is a lot of money wasted
Yeah.
if
And then
they
we go
don't
to
use it
war.
by
We go to
a
war and
certain
spend.
time.
We go to war and spend billions. We talked about it last show. We spent, they were spending $50 million on condoms sent to some place just to,
Right.
like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, like
So,
yeah, just gone
right.
that they've allocated, and then they're pulling back some money that they were using that they had allocated for different programs and stuff that we're seeing for uh, some of the nonprofits and stuff that were doing work. So that money's been rolled back, and I was talking to some of the city officials and uh, supervisors and stuff on that. What what is still in and what's not available, and what's kind of up in the air. There's funding that they know is gone. There's funding that's kind of in the air. They don't know. It's kind of in limbo.
Mm,
And then there's money that they know for sure is already secure. Um, but then they said, that we can say it's secure now, but we don't know,
right. Yeah.
exactly what moves he
Right.
can make to kind of pull those things back. So it's real intense right now. Now, Tony, I used to say you can do crime as long as you don't get caught. Now I say you can do crime as long as you have the right people around you. It's the new normal. Read between the lines.
Yeah. Right. The right people, Tony. I ran into Tony. I ran into Tony last week at my job. We was talking about some of that up there at my job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta have the right folks, man. If you ain't got
Oh
the
yeah,
right
yeah,
folks,
yeah. It's up. Up is down and down is up right now.
and I think that's where kind of we're having that same alignment with what's going on with Trump, is him making sure that he's in a power position. So by him being in a power position, he's kind of almost protecting himself from some of these things, kind of long term.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he's kind of building this bridge around him, this circle around himself of protection
Right.
based off of what power that the power place that
Yeah.
he's gonna be in,
Right. The way
by them having control.
he's pardoning people and getting rid of certain prosecutors or whatever
Yep.
that came after him or came after the January 6 people. What is that? What president has ever done that? I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been grounds for impeachment, arrest, everything a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just a minute ago. You just come in there and say, "Oh yeah, who investigated me? You gone. You're fired." Or even threaten to
Wow.
he's even threatened to come after these people. Remember, he said something about we can arrest you can we're gonna arrest these people and charge them with treason or something like that. He said he was saying some wild
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
And these are people who were just doing, now all of a sudden prosecutors, and I'm not a prosecutor, somebody defends prosecutors, but from what we were told, like, I'm sure Tony's older than us, but we were all taught a certain thing growing up. Now all of a sudden throw that all out, just throw it out.
So it all
Everything you've
out.
been taught, all that balance of power and the three the judicial and the executive and all that sort of stuff. And what was the other one? There was the judicial, the executive, and then the congressional. The three
Yeah,
balances of
legislature.
the three wings of the
Uh-huh.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Forget all that.
legislature.
Forget
Hmm.
all that. Just forget it. I can come
What,
in and just
well,
fire everybody or
it's
whatever.
to a degree. That's the thing, and that's where with the Republican Party having, see, the power balance is based off of who you're gonna vote for. So if you're allowing the Republican Party to pretty much have the House and the Senate, I mean they pretty much, they now have to be the ones that's going to govern him. So everything that happens, they can't blame Democrats. They can't blame nobody because they're in literally full control.
Yeah,
There's
Right.
no, the Democrats
Yeah.
have no say in nothing. They can just ask and barter, but that anything that they write, they can pass everything. And so it's not necessarily Trump is, will the ones that's on in the seats in the Republican Party, will they have the gumption to be able to monitor what
right.
they're doing? That there is some type of that is not a free for all of doing these things, and anything that he writes, they're just gonna, you know, sign off
Mhm.
on it, and they're
Right.
not being policy makers. They're just being rubber stamp people, and not actually going in there and sitting down and actually helping write policy that's going to help the American people, because they do
Right.
have the
So,
power, but are they going to utilize it? Are they too scared to where they're going to get bullied?
Well, he's a
yeah, I
bully.
think they're
They're
going to be too
definitely
scared. And, yeah,
right.
and there's a particular percentage of them that are radical. Just like on every
Hmm.
side, there's a percentage of them that are radical, and we're going to see who wins.
Yep,
Last couple
Hmm.
of years, the more radical ones have been the ones that's winning. So,
yep, yep. I agree. Now, Dodd said, all in all, it's very sad that these folks are losing employment. I personally can relate after being laid off after giving over 33 years to a company while working my way from the bottom. Praying for all those families.
yeah,
Man, man, that's tough. Man, especially, a person like, Don's a really cool guy, and being able to give 33 years, enjoying your job, loving what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, being let go. It's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling. And a lot of times it's without warning and without, I mean, anybody give you any, how much time can you have to prepare to be able to
yeah,
kind of switch careers, and it's not something that you kind of been grandfathered into when you've been in a place for that long.
yeah. And
Uh,
you've been
yeah,
loyal to them.
and for them to just, all of a sudden just make a decision like that, it is tough. It is tough, and for these, and that's in the same breath, and him feeling that way. And I'm sure he and I have talked before. He's a very professional guy. Always on top of his stuff, and so for them to kind of be in that same boat to where they know they're not being let go based off of their performance. But I think
Right.
that hurts
Right.
even more. Like if you showing up
Hmm.
late, you ain't doing your job right, you get a bunch of write ups. You kind of, you still have people that trip on jobs, right? It's like, why you let me go, man? You know why you gotta let go. You gonna
No
get get
matter what. Yeah.
you know why you gotta get let go. You've been late 3 times this week for the last 4 months.
Right.
You
Right.
come late every every week. They almost can count it. Then as soon as they got somebody that can replace you, they got rid of your butt. And
Yeah.
so
That's true.
yeah, but if
Yeah.
you're a person that has been loyal and that you've been doing your job, and like how these employees are knowing, like, hey, I got good performances. Like all my reviews is good. Everything that I was supposed to be doing is great. All of my bosses and supervisors saying I'm doing a great job. And then you get the call in the office one day, all of a sudden, and then they letting you go.
I hope they
Like,
Amazing.
sue. I hope they sue. Get all the money. Get the monies.
I think he was offering some of these people some sort of buyout, right? So wasn't it like
yeah,
75,000 people who said that they would take the buyout?
Don't sign it.
we forgot about that. It was like 75,000 people that said that they would take the buyout, or was at least offered the buyout.
Yeah, a lot of folks was offered a buyout if they're gonna take it. You know, if they take that buyout, it'll be, you know, some of them probably be doing it off of desperation. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, not
Well,
wanting to go through that whole
some
process.
people probably just say, look, let me get up out of here because
Yep,
while I can, let me take that and let me see what I can do out here in this world.
yep, yes,
So,
I agree. I think some of them do see it that way. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and get up in here, go ahead and jump on out, you
right.
know, as soon as I can, and then
Yeah.
being able to get it, you know, I
Take
can
that
just
buyout,
keep
take a
pushing.
month off, and start looking, and in 2 months you back at work
Right.
with that buyout money. So some people looking at it like that.
Yeah.
You could, you could. It could be in a couple ways. Like, you know, you can cut your ties real quick, but
Hmm.
then, you know, trying to look for other employment sometimes could be even harder,
Yeah, depending on
especially
what you're
once you,
doing.
once you got to a certain tier. And I think that was part of the conversation we was having uh, last week was, you know, with DEI, they created departments for that. So it's like you were a DEI officer type thing. So if places have kind of gone away with that, and you're trying to get another position in that kind of same space where a lot of the companies are cutting it out, you know, how are you gonna, you know, end
Yeah,
up tying yourself back into that? I think
right.
that'll be the hard part.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't know how that's gonna work.
You got to be
Might have to
creative.
go into HR or something like that. But it's gonna be competition. Gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm. Competition is go. I mean, yeah, because when you got that many people, when you got that many people being let go, that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of folks to be let go, and so that means that's a lot of people that need that's gonna
Yeah,
be looking for the same job, willing to relocate, willing to go somewhere else. You know,
Yeah.
all that. That's gonna make a huge difference. But we shall see. But definitely prayers for the rest of the people that's you know, dealing with that whole situation, man. That's definitely tough to undergo, and definitely prayers off to them. Now, next question. Now, Monty sent me something. I'm gonna try to pull it up. Uh, I'm gonna try to pull it up, which is extremely funny. Now, the question is: are you real on and off social media? Are you the real you? Are you being you on and off social media? I think that's gonna be that's always gonna be a funny question that that folk be talking about. They be getting catfished and everything else. You know, I still don't
I
know how
got catfish years ago,
is.
before the
I
social
don't
media.
know. I don't know how that's still a thing. Like how you still get catfish these days. I don't understand how all that be happening.
I got catfished in like 1998.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like someone pretended to be a woman and she approached you on like it, can you explain what happened during when you got catfished?
This was on AOL. Remember we had to
Okay.
have the little chat rooms and
The
groups
chat
in
rooms and
AOL.
stuff.
Yeah. I met somebody in there,
But was it a
and
man?
no, it wasn't a man. It was a woman, but it might as well have been a man because it wasn't going down.
So how you get catfished? I thought
They
catfish was
wasn't a
No,
so
person.
no, it was a
it was a
woman, but
woman.
she never sent me a photo, and the way she kept describing herself, like I'll give you an example. She would say things that only a woman that looked really, really good would say, right? So she would
Okay,
say
like
stuff
what's
like,
that? Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
let me, if you listen, I'll tell you, okay? She would say stuff like, um, Oh, I was at the club last night, and I was on the dance floor the whole night. And every time I try to get off the dance floor, some dude would just walk up and pull me back on the dance floor, and just what you just the next thing you know, I was out there dancing again. I was so tired. So you thinking like, okay, she must be kind of bad if she can't even get off the dance floor. I mean, she was
Right.
always stories like that. Oh, I was at the grocery store and some man tried to holler at me, and what you know, and it was always a story like that. And she always had
Keeping
an
you on edge.
excuse.
She kept you on
Right,
edge.
right. And she always had an excuse why she couldn't send a picture. Now you got to remember back in the day, it wasn't like we had cell phones where we could just easily transport a picture. Like it was hard to, because back then you had literally had to have a real picture and get it scanned.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
email.
Yeah,
yeah.
you literally have to get it scanned and send it
Yeah,
off.
the
So it,
email. Yeah, it
right.
wasn't
So
easy.
she right. So it wasn't crazy that she couldn't send a picture like it would be today. Like if it was now, I would have been like, nah, it's easy to send a picture. Back then it was a little hard to send a picture, so I let it slide, let it slide, let it slide, let it slide. So then when I finally saw her, it was all
She
bad.
was a she was a booger wolf.
What,
Was she
It
a
was all
booger wolf?
bad. It was
what
all
did you
bad.
say? What did you say?
I don't want to tell the whole story. I'm not telling the whole story. I
Yes, we
didn't.
want to
What do you
know.
mean? What did I say? I played it off.
How'd you get out of it? How'd you get out of it?
Did you
I
like leave
played it off.
immediately?
Huh?
Like did you sit there and have a conversation? Did you like
No,
leave immediately?
I sat and had a conversation. I had like a 15-minute conversation,
And he
and
was
then I
like,
was
"Oh, it's time to go."
yeah, yeah. Then I got up out of there.
So you just wasn't rude off the bat. You end up
No,
having a
no, 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 no,
genuine,
no, 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 no,
you know,
no.
because some people they'll see, be like, "Oh, that's you." Yeah, I got to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just yeah.
That would have
that's
turned
not
around.
what
But
I
you
was
you were trying to be
Right,
expecting.
I didn't do
polite.
that.
You were trying to
Right,
be at least polite.
I did. I was polite.
So y'all didn't talk anymore after that?
I don't remember really talking to her after that. No,
Yeah, so it was a wrap. She
no,
had
I don't
your
really remember
expectations
talking to
was
her.
high. Yeah,
I
high
don't really remember
expectations.
talking to her after that.
Boy.
I think she knew. She knew.
So let me see if I can pull this video up. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up. See what he got here. See if we can play it.
See, this is what Instagram get. They get the best of her. I guess I get the beast of her.
Donnell, stop playing.
Like, girl, wait, where's she at? Damn. Need your ass.
So 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 then so we went back.
Yeah, go
Now
back. See, yeah, see if you can freeze frame it.
we can freeze frame the
Okay,
Instagram
she killing on
here.
Instagram. If you can't
Now
see
on
it,
Instagram, she look like he got a finger. You can still hear she a little baddie. She got all the
right.
little baddie pics, you know. Even when she with the kids, you know what I mean. She looking
Let it
good. He said,
scroll a little
but
bit.
you know, then he started strolling up.
Boom! Look at that. She doing the most.
She doing the most out there.
Look at that bottom left corner. That look like a straight booty. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Is
is
it?
that
It look like she laughing next to somebody. I don't think that's hers.
Okay, now look at where his thumb is. Look at it right there. Where it look like she on. You can see like the ocean behind her.
Yeah, the ocean behind her. She in hot girl summer mode.
Right.
Yeah, she in hot girl summer mode. Definitely. Yeah. Now, is this a real true thing in relationship? Like, is this a problem? Is this a situation?
I
He's strolling.
mean, first of all, it looks like she was just waking up. Give her some time to turn into a baddie.
See,
Let her get
she
out the
went from
bed.
that. Now, it sounds like he said this the regular.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done the video. He meant that what he meant.
Yeah.
He was on a
He said
mission with that video. He was trying to make a statement.
no, showed it.
I mean, I also believe that as a woman and women out there, I do think that you should look good for your man. I do think that, you know, I see a lot of women go out or I go out with the girls and we do dress up. We do. We get real, we look real good. But I also believe that you should do that same thing at the house, like clean up in some lingerie, wash some dishes and something a little cute. Um, you know, bring that sexy home. He wants to see it too. right?
What
Because when we
what
do
what
it
per-
out, when we do it outside, who are we doing it for?
what percentage of women would you say actually do that, Patrick? That you
That
that
actually
you that you come across
that actually
that
do.
that actually try to
Sexy at
look
home.
sexy around the house?
Man, I don't think the average woman do.
Like I'm saying, if you had a percentage, like if out of one out of
I would
100%, I
like
would you say
that. Would
most women don't, or what most women do?
I don't think most women do. I don't
Right.
think I don't think most women try to look sexy at home.
Now
But is
here's the
that
thing with
something you? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, here's the thing with me. I'm never been the type of person where I want you to be walking around in lingerie and that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's maybe on a special occasion, maybe or something like that. But just walking
Hmm.
around every day, because some women, not every woman is created equally, right? Like some people are just gonna look sexy no matter what they do. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. No matter what they have on, they're gonna look sexy around the
Yeah,
house.
you ain't gotta have on nothing.
Right. Like literally nothing, or you
Come
can
T-shirt.
on
be
now.
whatever. Like some
Yeah.
some some women wear like little like their comfortable outfit around the house are some little shorts and a little tank and a tiny tank top. That's mean
Yeah.
that, and so I'm never gonna complain about her because she's gonna look sexy all the time, no matter what. So but then there's some people that I updated some women who like literally look good, but then around the house they just look really, 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 really frumpy. You know what I mean? So and those people I've asked, like, hey, can you, do a little bit more, something like that? And I've had mixed, results with that by
Play the
asking.
play.
I'm gonna just say that. I've had some people that were just like, you know, laughed at me, literally like laughed, like, yeah, whatever, and just refused to do it.
Yeah.
Like I was asking something
So
crazy.
yeah, the tank
That you
top and
that's
shorts.
something crazy.
That's also considered like lingerie, like lounge wear. So yeah, that's the same
Yeah.
I,
thing that I'm
I
saying.
I think it's just based off what the guy, whatever your guy is kind of wanting. Like if he's not expressing it, like, or maybe I think even in that case, it's like, well, you will do all of that work for other people, but then you won't do any of that for me.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like I was getting. I don't. He probably wouldn't care if you was just going out the way that you was, but if you putting in that effort for them, why you ain't putting in that effort for me?
Right. Right. Now in today's era, we have women who who they're on social media, right? That's almost like their job. And I don't know their situation, but what if it's the case where, let's just throw this hypothetical out there. What if she's like literally just turning into a baddie just to take some pictures or do whatever for the Instagram, and just totally don't give him any of that at all ever. So he's
Well,
literally have something to judge her against. He's literally like, wait a minute, you look like this for the ground, but then when I see you, you never look like this. I mean, there's people out there that are like that too.
But that's her job, right? You said that that's something that she does. She gets paid for it. Is it
I mean,
like
whatever,
TikTok or
whatever.
something?
She's a model or whatever she
yeah,
getting paid to,
Instagram model,
Yeah.
whatever. She's an
Instagram
But
model.
I
influencer, she
mean,
a model or whatever. But my point is that fair to him to see her like that? Maybe he met her like that and did never see it again. Is that fair?
it depends on the
Well,
relationship.
No, it ain't fair. There's no pretend on it. What do you mean pretend? But I'm
I mean,
telling you
she
that
got
it's
to
not
come home
fair.
and rest.
Huh?
She got to rest a little bit. But remember, I said I do agree that you should look good for your man, but not 24 hours a day. She's not going to be in full makeup.
No, we're not talking about
You
that.
know,
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that she looks this way. She looks super fine. Then let's say that they go out on the date and she never dresses up like that. She only dresses like that when she's getting ready to take pictures that she can post. Is what I'm saying. So
yeah.
he may never see that.
You know, now I'm going to get into something. I want to talk about makeup. Let's talk about the fact that some of you men don't even really know what your girls really look like because
oh
not
God,
until they take, I don't want to go here
Go
because I'm the
there.
only woman on the panel. I need some support
oh
from my
God.
sisters, but you might meet somebody, it's two different people. You have to be
Right.
careful. You don't find out until that woman has a child what they really look like, what those jeans look. Some women wake up before you do and put that makeup back on. So are we talking about that? I don't want to go there. I don't want to. But are we talking about that? Are we talking about a woman who, well, it's two different things now because you said she's working. That's her job to look good on the gram. And when she gets off the gram, does she take everything off and she gets frumpy for him?
Well, that particular woman in that video, if you look at her face, she looked fine without makeup on.
She looked,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought she looked natural.
Hmm.
she's a beautiful woman. She looked fine the way she
Yeah,
was. Just her hair was all
yeah.
messed up. And he was like, "Get your hair." If you listen to the very very end, he said, "You need to get your hair done." And she was scratching her head and just woke up and made it look worse than she probably does. But I'm saying is, I don't think that's the case where she looks bad walking around the house, far as just look ugly with no makeup on. I don't think that was the case. But you're right. There's some people who, they look drastically different without makeup on. But I mean,
Right.
I can tell those people when I meet them, though. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
my particular taste is not a whole lot. You know what I mean? I don't like a whole lot of stuff going on. So if you got like a whole lot of stuff going on, I can tell, and I'm probably not gonna step to you anyway.
What's all that?
Just all kind of
You mean
stuff,
like curly braids? What you talking about?
just stuff.
Stuff like what?
Just got every accessory known to man on. I'm not. That's just not my type. Every accessory.
Now,
Just.
now,
I'm going. I usually go for more of a somebody that's more of a natural beauty. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and didn't need all that extra stuff.
Brandon said, I want to meet with no makeup.
Right. Yep.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I am a guy that particularly date women that don't really wear makeup. So like my forever
Yeah.
lady
So you know
now,
you've
Artisa,
seen them.
she don't wear makeup. Like she'll do it on like really special occasions and stuff like that. And she really didn't know that. She really was kind of in the space of when I would tell her, that you're beautiful and stuff like that. She's like, oh, you think so? Like, and I'd be like, we just waking up and stuff, right? And it's like
Hmm.
I truly in my heart and soul am saying that. Like that's what
Yeah.
I enjoy the look of natural beauty. I'm not into all the makeup and all that type of stuff. And I think that is sad that we force, or we created this society that make women feel like that they have to put on makeup in order for them to feel beautiful. And just like how
Right.
T is saying, like you have women that'll go to sleep with it on, wake up, redo it real quick. Like you never get
Right.
to see what their actual face look like. And what happens is, and I know you know about this, Monty, about us in the understanding how the cameras and stuff work, the in skin tones and stuff. As you cover that, and T as well, as a woman, the more you cover it up, your pores isn't getting any type of nutrients to it.
Right.
You're making yourself older just by taking that stuff on every single day. And I've
Yeah.
seen friends, I've seen young people that have really dove into it at a very young age, and now, man, they looking like Tales from the Crypt at 30.
Mm,
That's good to hear.
yeah.
I
Right.
see a lot of women at the gym, face full of makeup. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll put makeup. I'm
At
pretty
the
natural
gym,
at home
not
at
at
the
the gym,
gym,
T. Not
but
at the
I'll
gym,
put
T.
makeup on when I'm doing something. But if I'm chilling, I like to be like lip gloss, a little bit of something. But I've never really needed it um, caked on like that. So
Yeah, because
yeah,
and I've heard of this from women, right? I've talked to women who told me that their exes or whatever, or even the man that they were with at the time, demanded that they wear makeup around the house.
wow,
Like
Oh wow.
yeah, they demanded that, and they demanded they wear this, that, and the other. See, so and they because they wasn't doing it naturally or whatever, and then they were just like, no, you need to do this. So
Hmm.
there's different type of men out there too. That's just like, yo, you. This is what I met. This is how I met you. And this is how you. I want to see you all the time.
mm.
you know.
Now see, I met mines in high school, so I had lip gloss. My lips was popping with
But
lip
you
The
don't look
gloss.
lips is
this. But
popping.
did you? But
Lips
do
was
you look how
popping.
you look in high school?
Actually, I do a little bit. I
Uh,
mean, of course, we look older, but of
right.
course, yes, I still look the same.
So sometimes the demands change. Is what I'm
Right.
saying.
That's true. I don't think he's ever now men have Instagram. So let's talk about that. With the Instagram models, you can just go to your phone and look at a woman that you like. You can pick anything, any flavor, any it's right there. It's free for you. So
You ain't touching it.
What you
It's
mean
not
by that
free.
though?
that's why you touch
That is
me.
available.
You look at it, you get excited, then you come touch me. Then it's right there. I don't have to worry about
Mm,
it because I'm right at home. I get all the benefits. It's like going to the
mm,
strip
I don't
club,
know.
right?
That could work in the opposite way too, though.
What do
Joe,
you mean?
okay.
Like
That
women
yeah, because somebody could be looking at all that and go try to find all that,
go
or
do
come
what?
home and not feel satisfied.
That is
Yeah,
true.
somebody
That's a
could look, see
byproduct.
all that, and come home and feel like, what? Okay, well, now what do I have at the house?
And then they compare their woman and see that now that's a personal problem. Like that has nothing to do with the woman. If you're comparing women, that's something you have to deal with. That has
Yeah,
nothing to
but
do with me.
it may not. But you just said that he can go look at these dime pieces or whatever, these all these different women laying out on the beach, and then he's gonna come home and see you and you benefit from them. You might not. It might be the exact opposite. You may not benefit
See,
from it. It might hurt you for him
well,
seeing all
here's
that.
the thing. He didn't marry me for my looks. I don't have to. It's a personality. It's a whole thing that come with me. You get all of the benefits. You don't get just the looks and you get everything. I build a man. It's like build a bear. It's like build the bear. And so you get
Okay.
everything.
All right, you can think that.
You get everything. I can't
You can
think
keep
that because
building that bear, and that man
it's
could be looking at them things on there and be like moving
what
further and further away. He could be.
because
I'm not saying
listen,
that's your
not
situation or
every
any.
man,
You just laid out a.
just like every not every man is the same.
You're right. You're
Yeah. Like not every
no
man is
right. I'm just telling
lusting
you that.
over what they're looking at. Not every man is pressing like because they want that woman to pay attention to them for some other reason. Some men are just
Oh,
enjoying,
I
some
agree with
men
that.
really enjoy women, they enjoy the beauty of women. And so he
That's
doesn't
me.
have to come home and compare me to another. And it's just me personally speaking. I
All
can't
right.
speak for him.
I
But
agree. I agree.
yeah,
I'm
and I
just
can't
telling you
speak
that
for all
it ain't all
men, but
what you said. That's all.
yeah,
It's
I
not
do
all
think
what you said.
it's some men out there that won't go home and say, "What? Why are you not naked? Why you?" Some men don't respect it. They
No,
love
I
to
get you.
look at it. They
Right.
love it, but they're not gonna marry it. They'll sleep with
That's
it,
true.
but they're not gonna marry it. They're gonna marry who's at home.
They'll
That's all
dip
I'm
out with
saying.
it.
They may not dip out with it. I don't know. That's that man. That's that woman. I don't know. But they might dip out with it, but they're not gonna marry it.
They might
Some
marry
things
you.
happen.
Hey, there's some people out
Well,
there. There's some people out there that'll get married now.
That they got married.
Yeah, yeah.
reason.
But it's all
Now,
different.
Brandon
It's all
said,
different.
I don't have a problem with makeup because it's an art and dope. But at the same time, I need to see what's under the
The
paint.
paint.
You
Right.
got to see what's under
Yeah.
the paint, man.
But
You got to
You
see what's
said the
up under there.
paint.
Yeah, there's paint on there. That's
I
that
like how
paint
he
job.
said it's art. That is true. That's true. Because
yeah,
that's a way of expressing yourself. That is very true.
I would tend to stay away from the women who need to just like I can't go outside at all with
I
unless
can't deal
I'm
with you. I
yeah,
can't
I
deal
can't do that.
with you. I can't deal with
You can get made up
you.
and put as much as you want on, like if we're going
I ain't,
somewhere
nope. I
special or
don't think
whatever. But if you got to have it on at home, when we going before we go to the grocery store, before we do
mm-mm,
whatever, rain or shine, it's snowing outside, raining outside, you still got
mm-mm.
to that's tend to be the type of person that I don't go after.
Yeah, I don't want
So
to. I don't want to be making mud pies and stuff.
yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
So
too much. Now my
Yeah.
mama said some of them men need to put on some makeup.
That's true, Toya.
ah,
Right.
ah,
no.
Toya.
like
That's why they wear those
you done
caps.
went there.
Let's talk
No,
about
no,
that.
no,
You done went
no.
there.
Caps.
That's
Ah,
time out.
dog.
Time out.
Baseball
That ain't
cap.
never
You meet him
happening.
with the baseball cap and he look good till he take
That's
it
not
off.
normal. That is not normal.
So
We gonna
that's what we
we stick
doing.
it we stick it
That's
to the old school.
that's what we doing.
We stick it to the old school.
so, so,
But hey, we can talk about that too now. You know,
hey,
we got to
do some
stay in
of them
shape.
need it or some of them putting it on. Like
We got to
that's
stay in shape too.
yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta stay in shape, man. That's why I've been trying to get myself back together.
yeah,
My big back season is about to be over. I got
you're
to
right.
be, I got to get. I'm getting back fit, man. And it's definitely coming. And the way that I'm gonna look this summer is gonna be amazing. Uh, I'm excited about it. Yeah,
So
yeah,
You're
getting
looking
Patrick, let
back
me
good,
to
ask you a
Patrick.
question.
Looking good.
Let me ask you a question.
uh huh,
You got your new summer body, right?
uh huh,
And then what happens if your lady say, you know what? She goes and buys you some little shorts, some smaller shorts that she wants you to wear around the house, or
uh
some
huh,
or a certain kind of tank top. You like to wear t-shirts, and she's like, oh, can you start wearing wife beaters and some little dolphin shorts or something like that? You gonna be
uh huh.
down with that? Is that the same thing as what we saying?
Is that the same thing? I
Yeah,
mean,
like
whatever she
what if
want
a
me to
woman
wear, I don't
has
mind.
no?
I don't mind putting something on. Like if that's something that's going to be pleasing to her, I'm game.
Okay,
Like I ain't
she
against it.
she
As
might
long
say
as she
like
ain't
you
telling
put
me
on
to put
some.
on some makeup, you know what I mean? Like,
No, no,
I
no,
ain't
no,
doing none
no.
of that. But if she want me to throw on something for her to make, boom, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, why not? I
yeah,
think whatever gonna spice it up and keep her, because I want to keep her attention. That's the attention that I want.
right. Yeah, because you know what and you're a good person to talk about this about. I've seen couples who they go out in public and they dress alike,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? And y'all do that, and I think that looks good. You know what I mean? I've never been in that situation where I've had somebody like that. But
Hmm.
what if because sometimes a woman might go and buy a dress and bring you a home a shirt that match. Okay, and we're gonna be wearing burgundy tonight. You know what I mean? Or we're gonna be wearing
Yeah.
red and black tonight, that sort of thing. So that's for her. That's a form of
Right.
dressing up for her,
It
looking
is.
good for
Like
her.
that. I think that's part of the whole process. Like if you're gonna be getting it in, you know what I mean. That's where that should be the attention part. This
Yeah.
joker fool. He said, "Here you go with the booty shorts, Mister Jack."
He wears some tights, some tighty whities. What if you wearing boxers and
Gucci daddy shorts.
she wants you to wear some Fruit of the Loom. She wants you to switch over to some to some jockey shorts.
I mean, if you want me to wear them at the house, I don't never see nothing wrong with that. I've seen guys that was same conversation that you were saying, man, like we'll dress alike, do things like that, and some people be like, man, I never thought that I would want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and was interested in doing that, and I'm seeing people like, oh, I guess it used to be a corny thing that people
Hmm.
would call corny. Uh, but I'm like, man, if that's something that she like to do, it's something that I'll learn to love to do. And so, just like in the other conversation, and people were kind of, hard on me about talking about being an alpha and with dealing with the woman, but the conforming part, when I was saying, sometimes people take it from me saying it from one end, but I'm saying it from both ends. Like I have to conform as well
Hmm.
to be able to, things that she like to do, things that's gonna make her feel good. I should be able to put myself in a position to be able to make her feel good about it too, because it's two people. It ain't just one. So
Yeah.
although I'm hard on some angles, I am with the old school part, but also there has to be some type of balance, right? Like you got to have some
Yeah.
type of, and if that, and I think that's where kind of the pushback is happening sometimes. Like if like how you were saying, like if he wants her to do stuff like that, like, hey, I want you to put something on, or like how the other chick was responding to you, hey man, I want you to put on something sexy every so often. And shit. If she denying that, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that part.
Yeah. If the request is within reason, I don't see why either one of us could do it, man or woman.
Yeah, ain't
You know.
nobody ain't nobody asking you to be Bobby and Whitney and do some crack.
Right. 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 That's stuff that's
Like, man,
out of reason. That's
ain't
that's
nobody,
what that's a good example right there. That is
Ain't
not
nobody.
within reason. I
Right,
can
that's
give you
what
an
they
ex- I can give you an example. I used to date this particular woman, and she lived out of town, right?
Uh-huh.
So every time I went to go see her, okay, put it this way, when I would see her on social media, like her stories, she doing thirst traps. She would send me videos and stuff like that, thirst trapping or whatever. She would send me a video of her going to Target or whatever, walking around
Uh-huh.
Target looking good. I'm like, I drive to go see her, and she looked a hot mess,
Mm.
right?
Mm,
And
mm,
she
mm.
did that a few times, and then I asked her, I said, hey, can you look good for me or whatever? I asked her, like, can you look good for me? And I went out there and she didn't, right? She did the same thing.
How far away
The
was she from you?
Huh?
How far away was she from
How far away?
you? Yeah.
Oh, well, you talking about where she live? Oh, Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that's a distance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's a distance.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so, 'cause I used to live in Las Vegas, I told you I live in Vegas. So I was going. Oh, okay, here y'all go. And
There
so
you go.
the next time I actually like, yo, don't show up looking, I was like, I was like more forceful with it. I was kind of joking, but I was like, yo, hey, I need you to do this, man. What's going on? I asked you last time, you didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. And I picked her up and she did it again. And what she said was her excuse was she said she took a picture and showed it to her friend and was like, is this good to be wearing where we're going or whatever? And and the person said, nah, that look like that's too fancy. So she went and switched again.
Oh, wow.
And so then when I got there to pick her up, she said that I had on a whole different outfit, but I changed clothes. And I was just like, man, I was kind of mad, but I just didn't let it ruin my trip. You know what I mean? I had to do that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So these are requests that are being ignored. Is my point.
Now, that, Rita stated that you should always be willing to compromise for your partner. Now, that's where it kind of the rubber meets the road. Like, are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to do something that I don't understand what like, especially if you're traveling and you're asking somebody to just look nice. That's probably if I gotta ask you multiple times, that's probably just not your natural nature
Yeah.
to want to look nice, right? At some point. So like, man, that's bad. Like your first impression should be wanting to look good. You know what I mean? Like I want to look good. I want to smell good. Yeah, especially if you funky.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, you don't look good. Then you got a funky booty. Man, that's all bad.
Mhm.
You step it out wrong, and that's part of your natural nature. And so if your natural nature is to show me what your first impressions are, man, it's gonna be a long ride.
Yeah.
It's hard to do
And
like
I'm
thirst
going.
trap videos and that 90% of the time, and then you think you're gonna come in for that 10% and do the same thing. It's like you sort of become what you repeatedly do. And so sending you the sexy videos and all of that, she couldn't keep up with it in person. Like some online, it's true. Some people do have an online personality that is
Right.
not in person. And so
Right.
it's
Hmm.
it could be hard to be who you thought she should be. She doesn't even know who she is. Half of her, we're not even gonna talk about BBLs and how you enhance yourself and create yourself and recreate yourself online. And then you have to be who you are in person. Just you have to be authentic.
Yeah,
That's the hardest.
but a
But
BBL don't
BBL,
come off. It's
yeah,
gonna be
BBL
there
gonna
when I
be the
get
same.
there.
Well, that'll be there. Yeah,
The
that's true.
BBL ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but it's hard to come up with the personality you fell in love with over texting or however you communicated. It's
Yeah.
hard to with her essence, the essence that you thought you had. And I think
Which,
that's because of it's way too much social media
yeah.
and the communicate we just forgot how to communicate with each other, just how to be patient and calm. Everybody's like Boom, block. Boom, you out of here. Boom, because there's way too many options.
Right, that's
There's
true.
way
Yeah,
too.
I'm quick on the block.
Yeah, me too. I have to unblock some. Sometimes I block so many.
um,
Sometimes
what?
I'm like, you got blocked. My bad. I have to, even
But
though you
see,
right. But
with me being a photographer, I get to see certain things that a lot of people don't get to see or realize, and that a lot of women feel very comfortable because they're taking pictures of themselves a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times. When you're taking a selfie, you're somewhere in the car, you might be taking it in the mirror or whatever, or you might be even with your girls or whatever. There's a totally different thing with taking selfies than actually being out in the real world or having me come and take pictures of you. Because there's been plenty of times, I'm talking about hundreds of times, where I've seen a certain person who hired me to take pictures of them, and I look at their photos that they have on their Instagram or whatever, and when I'm there taking a picture of them, they're nervous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't have. I don't know what to do. You gonna have to show me your poses. I'm thinking like, well, what do you know? Well, I don't even know how to give a sexy face at all. But then you look at their profile pictures and all that, and they just super sexy faces.
that's
So
true.
Mm-hmm.
that is an element too. Certain women just feel comfortable doing stuff online that they don't feel comfortable doing in person. That's just a real thing.
That is
That
very
goes right into what Mama Jackson said. A lot of people pictures don't look like them when you go meet them.
true.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
you just
goof,
don't.
I'm a goofball in front of photographers. Yeah. Like I think Monty took pictures of us, our an organization that I'm a part of. I was a goofball. Like I was like, okay, what do I do? But
Right.
you
Right.
it's so true. But when you can actually, because you see your angles, you see what's going on. It's so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I want to be more
Right.
relaxed than the camera. So you should
Right.
do classes or something on that. You can make a lot of money. That sounds like a side hustle. Poses.
Now
There's
you
a
should
guy
do it.
program who teaches you how to do poses.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Now, Rita said, I think that's where FaceTime and a Google Chat comes to play, where you're able to video chat with that person and kind of see their personality. After a while, you get to see the real them.
That's a good idea.
Very true.
To FaceTime that person instead of you can hide your personality through texting.
You can.
Yeah,
Some
you can
people
But
you
you
are,
know,
can you can hide that.
yeah,
there's some people that's some really good textures.
yeah.
Right. I'm a great texter. I'm an amazing texter.
Textologist.
Yep, I'm an amazing
Textologist
texter.
out here. Yeah, sometimes when you're texting and stuff, that the communication is totally different when you're face to face or you're in person.
Right.
Because the vibes are different. You're able to see people mannerisms, their intent, the fluctuation of their voices, the facial expression. You get to see all of that because all of
Yeah.
those movements and communication. Because you can misread a text, or some people can, uh, like some people will be like when you do it all capital letters, right? It's you like yelling, right? And some people didn't even know that, so they'll be
Yeah,
they just
right.
used to typing in all caps, like, why are you yelling at me? Like, how can
Right.
you yell through a text? Like,
Yeah,
so sometimes miscommunications happen just by people not understanding how to text. So yeah, if you go see somebody, especially these days and age, I still don't understand how in 2025 people are getting catfish, man. People are just falling in love, and you ain't never seen the person. All you've done is talk to them on the phone. And like T was trying to state earlier, sometimes it could be a totally different person, or it could be you think it was a woman, it could be a man.
Right.
And uh, yeah, it'd be just crazy situations like that. That if you're not be using social media for what it is, but being very direct in trying to see the person, because there's really no excuse why you can't FaceTime, um, video chat, some type of way. Like that
yeah,
should be like in. I think that should be like in the first. If you said that you're talking to somebody within the first week, like after texting and stuff for a few days, you should be at least FaceTime is sometime that week. If the interest is there, you should be. It shouldn't be taking you into the next week where you ain't seen the person.
I think a lot of people are seeing the person like within that first. Maybe you text and chat for a little while, then you meet up. So you've seen the person. I don't even think it's taking that long to, to have to FaceTime. I think you know what you're dealing with. You kind of at least you've been introduced to the representative um, sooner than probably. I don't know. I'm not a dater, but I'm just saying that I do think that most of the time I don't think people are FaceTime, and I think they're meeting up, or at least seeing each other at an event or a club or meeting up somewhere, concert or something else, and you get to meet them in person. So I
I
don't
mean, yeah,
think
you're gonna go out on. I've text people for a couple of weeks before we've actually went out on a first date.
Nah, I gotta see you though. What am I? We
Yeah.
ain't. We got FaceTime.
No, we saw.
they.
I know, but and I've got burned by doing that too. Sometimes I've gotten burned because the personality just wasn't what didn't come out the same way through text. So, but I'm saying is it wasn't like we went out on a date within 3 or 4 days. I've texted people for a couple of weeks before we actually had time to go out on a date.
Well, it's hard for your personality to come out on text because text
Yeah,
is so,
No, I was
you
no.
know,
My thing was that you should see the person,
yeah.
yeah.
not necessarily the text part. Like you can text. You shouldn't go into the next week not seeing the person through at least video chat. Like
No,
you
but I
actually
mean, this
seeing them.
person well, the people I'm talking about, I've seen them before. Like obviously, I
Oh yeah,
met
that's
them.
different. Yeah,
I
that's
met
different.
them before. I've seen them, and then we were got exchange numbers, and we were texting for a couple of weeks before I actually saw them in person and realized that this is not cool.
Oh, Patrick's talking about new people. Like,
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
no,
like
yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
yeah. Yeah,
I
somebody
I've
you
seen them
probably
before.
ain't talked to and stuff.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know a
you got
girl flew out. She got flown out to see her
yeah, you got flew back.
and came right back. Came
Yeah,
right
got flew back. Yeah, take your boomerang.
Yeah,
Hmm.
didn't like it. He was completely different on text, and he ended up being like a narcissist, and she came right on back. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you gotta have FaceTime because you don't know. Yeah, I ain't trying. If you see somebody new, you at least gotta have a. You gotta see their mannerism, how they're interacting before. I would just say you shouldn't be. People going a month, 2, 3 months. You only texting like that's way too long.
and
And
Then
then you
temper.
all of a
talking about it, never seen them before. But what if you've seen them?
well, if you've seen, that's what I'm saying. If you've seen them, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen the person, that's how I'm saying. That's how people get catfish. Because you have people. This is the thing. It be these pictures. It be the only head and shoulders pictures. You got the whole profile and all your whole Instagram is nobody,
Right.
nobody, just all face. You got the pretty face, and then all of a sudden you see the rest, and geez, mother.
Well,
I'm
I
saying
mean, if you
that's for
falling
men
for
and
that one
women though.
still, if you falling for that one still, you needed to get catfish. If you falling for just the headshots in 2025,
So, Patrick, what do you do?
because I've been
You ask,
outed.
not you. I know you're in a relationship now, but in the past, have you asked, "Can you send me a full body picture?" Do you ask the person
No,
that you're?
no, you just keep it pushing.
Oh,
You
you
already
just
know what time it is.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you already know what time it is.
because
What
that's
if
been outed.
she
That
didn't
that
want
whole
her
scam has
whole?
been outed a long time ago.
What if she didn't want to have her whole body showing on it? Instagrams and
Then
internet.
it's their loss. You ain't took no
Yeah, yeah.
full body. You ain't took no full body picture with your family. Nobody, like nobody.
Oh, you mean like standing up and just standing
Yeah,
there?
standing up, like you just standing up there with you got your family and stuff with you, or you playing with your friends. You ain't got no pictures, none. Where y'all just hanging out, just standing around talking, or
Yeah.
something like,
I,
like, like your entire life, you ain't never had a full body picture like that. That's too suspect, yo. That mean if you insecure somewhere too deep that I ain't gonna be able to penetrate.
okay.
because more it's a more mental thing. Because I could probably, and I think other guys would probably be okay. But if you're that insecure about it, that's showing some type of insecurity that's there.
Yeah.
That means that somebody, whoever you end up with, gonna have to deal with. That insecurity is way deep because you are literally either cropping pictures or making sure none of those pictures exist. Because ain't no way you around friends, family, the loved one, ain't nobody that took a full body and tagged you in nothing. Nah, nah, nah. You the devil is a lie.
Yeah, and I don't think that's something that women have to deal with really, because I don't think men do that, right? I don't
Nah,
think
there's some guys
men.
that do it. Yeah, there's some
I
brothers that
mean, you
do it,
got,
man.
but not for the most part. For the
Oh, that
most
hide
part,
thing?
for the most part, you're not gonna see a man do that. I don't think.
Oh, men hide stuff all the time. Like,
I'm talking about taking that super tight face shot and you never see their body.
oh,
I don't think men do
Nah,
that. Shit.
what the guys do, and this is we're going into a category that we really there's not a lot of experience because the guys and stuff that we're around, right? A lot of those guys would do stuff like this. It's pictures of nothingness. It'll be of like books and of like foods they like it's stuff like that. Their
and
profile don't really consist of a lot of pictures of themselves.
Hmm.
Like they may have a couple face shots, and then the rest of them is just stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of pictures of them at all.
Mm.
That's how they get around with that. They don't do a bunch of pictures of themselves. Like female, they still want to take pictures, so they just gonna do. They gonna have a gang of the face shots. That's where it's like flooded. But guys, they'll have like maybe 3 or 4 pictures on there, and that was their profile pictures, and then the rest of them is just of a basketball, of you know steak sandwiches that they was eating. It's just stuff. It's just a
Right.
bunch of stuff.
why do you think guys are doing that when it's so many more women? It seems like you want to get out there and let yourself be seen if you want to date. Why do you
Well, if
think
it's
the guy?
some guy that's, but I know, I think for the most part, that's what men do. But he's saying there's a few people who are insecure and do the same thing. Is what he's saying.
As women?
Yeah, because for the most part, I don't think men do that.
Yeah, I think it's more or less their insecurities. But what
Yeah,
again, there are more men that do that. There's a lot of men that do that, Monty. But there's it's an insecurity thing.
yeah.
But most women don't realize that most men are not prone to talking to women. Like the average guy don't feel comfortable talking to a woman or
I
approaching
saw
a
a
woman
study.
because of rejection.
I actually
Yeah.
saw a study on that. That men, I think it was like below the age of 30, or something like that. It was younger men have never actually approached a woman in person.
Yeah.
Like never.
Internet
Like
now. The,
yeah, like they have never actually approached a
Hmm.
woman in person, and then they talked to the women, and the women said that they still want that in person, contact, but the
Hmm.
men aren't doing that. The men are all like almost just like that video. Did you remember that video where the guy was they were at a concert and he was like this woman that was they were doing a selfie, him and his homeboy, and there was a woman next to him that looked good. Instead of like approaching the woman, he was saying, "Internet, do your job. Internet, do your job." Did you see that video?
Nah.
He was standing like this, and so the woman was right here, and you could see her standing right next to him, a young dude, two young dudes, and the
Mm.
guy was saying, "Internet, do your job. Internet, do your job." Basically, he was saying, "Find her for me and hook me up with her."
Oh,
And he literally was standing right next to her, and you could see her like looking up, like, "What is he doing?" Yeah,
wow.
that's weird.
yeah. And so this study that I saw, it kind of goes in line with that. This dude looked like he was probably like 22 or 3, like he looked real young. So they're not approaching women in person anymore. They said it was like, I forgot what percentage of it was. Maybe you can look it up, but it was like a percentage of men, young men who have never approached a woman in person.
Wow.
Mm. Well, it's pretty scary out here. for men because it's hard to approach women because when they're in public at events, they're usually in groups.
Yeah,
So
it's different. It's definitely
and
different.
it's so difficult to approach a woman that's in a group because you have to go
Oh
through
God.
half of her homegirls. And and as you say, Patrick, there's already not an insecurity, but there's already you're questioning, okay, what is she gonna say? What's about to happen now? And then if she's
Hmm.
young, it's I don't even know what to say. So have you ever been in that? Have you one of you ever been in that type of environment where you want to approach a woman, but she's partying with the homegirls and she will not separate herself? How do you?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
See, you got to have wingman. Like, so when we're talking about the younger generation, right? If they're going to be doing it, I'm not sure how they would do those approaches now. But you would typically try to have a wing guys, or you with your fellas, and then you try to have if they're not really interested in the other females that's there, because it seems like the pretty girls or whoever you want to talk to, they got a booger wolf with them that's gonna be the one that's gonna be blocking everybody. You know what I mean? Anybody come up there, they just block. Don't be talking to T. Uh. You got that booger wolf with you, just coming in, just Xing everybody out. So you gotta have a homeboy that's gonna try to act like he interested in the booger wolf. See, and then so he gonna go in first, try to get her to the side, and then you can go in and just go out there and try to see if you can shoot your shot.
Yeah,
Cause
Hey,
she'll shut you
well,
down. Cause sometimes she'll shut you down just because she around her friends, and then her
right.
friends are like, "Oh, you trying to be the yeah, nah,
Yeah, yeah. They playing games then.
yeah,
But back in the day when we were younger, it was women, but you was there with a group of guys, so you could all walk over there. And
mm-hmm,
then when I was younger, that was back when you could go when you were up in the club. If a woman was walking by with her group, you could grab her arm and
yeah,
stop
you can't
her.
do that today.
See, so it didn't
I,
matter if she was. It didn't matter if she was with a group because you could tug on her, arm or tug on her wrist or whatever, and pull her. And if she jerk it back, you'd be like, okay, well,
yeah,
that wasn't for me.
that's
But if she didn't jerk her hand away, you pulling her close, you pulling her to the dance floor. See, that was my tactic. Okay, that was how I did it. But then now we
Yeah,
got to this
now it's
situation where
assault now, boy.
you,
It's
you can't
assault
touch
now.
nobody. I'm like now I'm trying to catch a lone, what I'm saying, a sheep that is just this stepped away from the herd type thing. And then and there's been some situations where I've been in where I was like, man, she never stepped away from the herd. So
Yeah,
I
shouldn't have
was never
stepped up.
able to, sometimes you just want to say hi to somebody or introduce yourself to somebody. And you just waiting for
But
that
th-
moment. But
But Monty, those was the days when you built your character. See, you
yeah,
built your girth of a man.
yeah.
As a young man,
Yeah,
you're
what is it?
being
Yeah,
able to approach to conquer the fear.
yeah,
You was able to overcome the fear of
right.
rejection, because that's the main thing. Most of
I'm
us
gonna tell you a
is
funny
afraid to
story.
be rejected, right? Like we're afraid of rejection, and so when you going up in there, you able to, you know. Uh, conquer your fear, and then you get them digits. Oh man,
I'm gonna tell
you
you a
on cloud
story.
nine.
Tell you a story. When I lived in Vegas, right? I ain't never told nobody this story. So hopefully this don't get out. But yeah, it can get out. Anyways, I it's when I lived in Vegas, right? Me and my cousin, usually when we went out, it would be a bunch of us because my cousin played on the football team in UNLV at the time. And I'm much older, right? I'm closer to 30 and they're closer to 21, 22. So it was just me and my cousin. We were at the House of Blues. The house that's when I don't know if they still have the House of Blues there, but it was the House of Blues at the Mandalay Bay. And we were in there and we were on there on an off night, right? And it was just like it was a super mixed crowd. Really wasn't hardly no black people in there at all. And kind of mixed music or whatever. And we kind of was like, eh. And we look over and it was two dime pieces in there, right? Sisters,
Mm-hmm.
dime piece sisters, look good. And we was looking at them, and I was thinking to myself, we should go over there and holler at them because if one of these white dudes or something go over there and start dancing with them, we're gonna be mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there thinking about hollering at him, and then my cousin whispered in my ear. He said, "Man, we better go holler at them because if one of these white dudes go holler at them, we're gonna be mad." He literally said the exact same thing that I was thinking,
Uh-huh.
right? So I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go holler." And I said, "You first." And he said, he was like, "No, you first. You the oldest. You the woo woo woo. I'm after you." I'm like, let's go.
Uh-huh.
We went over there. He approached one, I approached one, and we ended up dancing with him, right? And it ended up coming. Okay, so after I danced with a few times, we was talking or whatever, and she told me that she was in college and she was out here on break or whatever, right? And so the more
Mm-hmm.
she started to talk to me or whatever, I realized that I recognized her. I worked with her sister,
Oh
okay,
wow.
and the sister had a picture of both of them on her desk. So I had to like kind of back up and be like, hey, okay, well, I work with your sister and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of just like, we danced or whatever. And we kind of, chit chatted or whatever. But I didn't turn this into nothing more than what that was because I worked with her sister,
Mm-hmm.
right? Never saw her again. Guess where the next time I saw her?
Where is that?
You'll never guess. You'll never guess. Look up the sister that's now the president of the Raiders. That's her.
What?
She's now the president of the of the Las Vegas Raiders. Look her up. Her name is
So
either Sonya or Tanya. The I work with Sonya and her name was Tanya, or I work with Tanya and her name was Sonya.
so you saying that this is the sister, Sandra?
She is the one that I danced with that night is now the president of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Sandra. Her name's Sandra.
Sandra, yeah.
Sandra
She was
Douglas
Sandra
Morgan.
and the other one was Tanya.
So you work with Tanya, and you was hollering at.
Yes, I was dancing with her, and then once she started to say like what school she went to, and she was telling me about herself, I was like, wait a minute, this all sound familiar. And then I was like, oh damn, I literally recognized her from the picture on the desk because I had never met her before. And so I kind of like backed off and was just like kind of like since I worked with her sister, I kind of just was like, yeah, I kind of just played it cool, like we were just cool for the rest of the night, not nothing me trying to holler at nothing.
That
And then
you went.
she's literally now the president of the Las Vegas Raiders. That's her.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna pull her up real quick. I'm about to
I
pull her up.
danced with her at the House of Blues at the Mandalay Bay. This was like
At the
98,
Mandalay
99
Bay.
or something like that.
Let's see. I didn't got it. We gonna show y'all uh Sandra what Sandra looks like. This is Sandra right here, ladies and gentlemen. Sandra is the president of the Las
Yes.
Vegas Raiders.
And and
Bad.
and it all the reason why I'm bringing this up because it all came from what you just said, where back in the day where you had to be like, because we wasn't gonna do it. We was kind of like, man, nah, I ain't stepping to them. You know what I mean? Because we was only blacks in there really. And we was just like, man, this gonna seem odd us walking up to them like that, blah blah blah. And he was like, nah, you do it. You go first. Nah, you go first. And then I just took a deep breath and like, let's go. Boom.
Wow.
But that's how I was back in the day. Because to me, if I felt like I was like, I shouldn't do it, then my whole point was then it's like, no, you have to do it now.
Right.
Once I ever felt
Right.
like the fear to do it, like I made myself go do it.
Yeah, this her. Yeah, this her. Yeah, yeah. Probably
Yeah,
should have approached that.
she ended up becoming a lawyer. She was like she was like the city attorney for Las Vegas for a while, and then
So
she
you should
did
have been
something
like,
else.
yeah, you should have been like the hell with your sister. Let me go ahead. you know, you should. I don't know. You just work with her. I don't know how that correlate with each other.
I was thinking that too. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Did you not want her to go back and
It was just
talk
like
to
it was like a respect thing, you know.
Yeah,
but
no.
her sister would
Keep
get
it
in the
all together. We all know each other. Come on
yeah.
Huh?
now.
Her sister would get in the way with her finding love. If she found love in the club, why would her sister hate on that?
Hey, I had my reasons.
I think you had interest in the
I had,
sister.
huh?
You had your
Uh,
interest in the sister since he was closer. That's what it was. I know the game, brother.
oh,
You can't pass so you can't make it past me, man. I know the game, baby.
sure. Something was going on with the sister, and okay.
No. Me and the
No,
sister
no,
never
he
did
had
anything.
interest. No, he
Me,
had
me,
interest in the sister.
I had interest in the sister, but me and the sister went to a show. We did go to a show, and that ended kind of weird. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
so yeah, you couldn't holler at the other sister.
no, I couldn't holler at the other sister. We
Yeah,
did
you
go
couldn't
to a
holler at
show.
her.
We did go to a show, but it ended. It that was no. We was me and the sister was always cool.
Yeah, it seemed like it. That's why you ain't wanna. That's why you ain't wanna make it
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
awkward situation.
Right.
Yeah,
You can't be like, oh, now I hollered at the sister.
that's understandable.
Now,
And
Rita
then
said a friend of.
and
Oh, go ahead.
what was messed up is I told that story to this brother that it was a brother that worked in sales, and I told him the story, right? About dancing with the sister and all this, blah, 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 meeting the sister. And this dude went and told the sister, the one that I work with.
Uh huh.
Yeah, he went and told her.
You could have talked to her then. If that's the case.
No,
Yeah.
he wouldn't told her. It wasn't, if she wasn't cool with it. It
Mm,
didn't, she was kind of like, okay. So
mm.
I did the right thing. I mean, because look, she ended up being where she is now. I could have messed up her whole trajectory. You know what I'm saying? I would have threw
Yes.
off her lifeline.
Not,
She
not,
wouldn't be the
or you
president
could
of
have helped her soar. You
You
could
could
have
have.
helped her soar,
the
brother.
sister. She's a
Yeah.
sister. She's president. Huh?
You
That's
could have
not a
helped her
good
soar.
way to look at it. What if you would have helped her to be even a better woman than she is now?
No.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about it. Anything could take up can mess up your. You can make a left instead of a right in your whole life for the rest of your life. It can be
It
different.
could go a
Who
different.
knows
I
what
agree.
would have happened?
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
That's you have
Rita said,
it's just it's like going back in time and you mess up your, you know what I'm saying? You go and talk to yourself when when you was 15 and you tell yourself something and you can mess up the whole you wouldn't be
the whole
if you came
trajectory.
back into this to modern times, you wouldn't be the same exact same sitting place where you were. You could have changed something.
That's true.
Now, Rita said a friend of mine met a guy online. They talked for about a month. They even FaceTime. She followed out to Arizona to have dinner with him at a restaurant, and turns out he was in a wheelchair.
Hmm.
Wow.
Now he was trying to pull a fast one right there because that's
He
something
pulled a
that you would
fast one.
mention.
That's a catfish. That's
That's
definitely
a catfish.
men.
She said, Kimberly said, man, use a pic from 20 years ago.
Right. Right.
Now that
That is
that might be true. That might be true.
boogable.
Oh, man.
That might be true.
Oh, Jen
Women
said,
be putting pictures of their daughters up.
oh, they
I've
out of
seen
pocket
women.
for that.
I've seen women doing that. Like, what's that all about?
Pretending like
Now,
it's them, just putting up the daughter to
The
put her.
daughter is their profile picture.
that's what they used to look like.
It might be her birthday or something.
No, it's been
Yeah,
permanent.
okay. For 5 years straight.
Now, Kimberly said, oh, no, I disagree. More than likely, for a woman to be picked out of a crowd of women is flattering in the moment. Be confident and go get her.
That's right.
Go
You know what
get her.
though about Baker? You know what about Bakersfield though, and this kind of goes along with the picking of somebody out of a crowd. In Bakersfield, this could happen to you though. You got to pick wisely because let's say it's 5 women, right?
Hmm.
Out of that 5 women, one of them got their eye on you, right?
Right.
So let's say this one has their eye on you, and you go holler at this one over here.
Hmm.
Now you go holler at this one. She says, "Oh, I can't holler at you because this one over here got a crush on you."
Right.
Right?
That happens all the time.
That's not
So
only
now
that.
you can't have either one of these because they like, oh no, you can't be you tried to talk to my friend, and now you can't have any one of these or
Yep.
any of
Be-
these. You
Because
done messed up five
yeah, because
people.
you picked the wrong one that was
You picked the
interesting.
wrong
It's
one.
called girl code. You can't go
That's
against.
happened to me.
We can't
That's
go against
happened to me.
girl code. That's
And I've
girl.
been kind of like careful ever since. That's happened to me a few times.
But
Wow.
that's a women's issue though. Just because somebody got a crush on you, don't mean like that person's yours. Like that sounds real kiddish. For if the guy's interested in another one of your friends and they not interested in you, it's not like
It's not an
y'all was
issue with me.
talking and then he went to one of your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all never talked.
Let me
So
tell.
never.
your interest didn't. There was no mutual interest. Now you put your friend, you blocking your friend's blessing.
She's shaking her
Man,
head.
girls
She's
will
shaking her
come.
head.
Girls will tell you, you knew I liked him. Man, back in the day, back in college, you know, the girl code eras before we were all married and had our long-term relationships and serious well, I was always kind of connected.
She put them
But
disclaimers up there.
but girls do come back to the group and they're like, "Hey, you knew I liked him. Why are you talking to him? Oh, I heard he
They will
caught."
choose you.
They do.
Right.
And then
You
you
wasn't
They will
chosen.
choose you. They will
lost
choose you
This
like
is
this,
the
like the Mac, like Goldie told Pretty Tony. Your girl
this is
chose me.
you
She
better choose
chose
you.
wisely.
me.
You better
You
choose.
didn't get
You know
chosen.
You know what Goldie told Pretty Tony?
You didn't get chosen, my love. It's okay.
They will
On to the
show.
next.
Yes, and we're talking about Bakersfield. So the chances of you,
That happens everywhere though.
we're talking. Oh, no, this is what is a little bit different. In say in L.A., you most of the time you meet somebody you never met that person before. They don't know you. In Bakersfield, if I go out and meet somebody, chances are they know who I am. They've
But
seen me before. They
but the
know who I
same
am.
scenario would happen if y'all sitting there and just like T scenario, if they sitting there talking and they like in their little circle and they drink, oh, I got an eye for old boy right here. You know what I mean? When he came in. And then if you do the same thing, no matter where you at, if you with a group of friends, that same scenario can happen.
No. This is what I'm talking about. What's different? It ain't just like they saw you that night. I'm talking about people who, oh, she been having a crush on you since high school. Like they've been like
Oh
from
yeah,
way
yeah,
back,
they
from
doing
months,
too much.
years.
Yeah, you don't
That's
want
what I'm
none of
talking
them
about.
knowing. You don't want
That's
nobody
a
in that circle.
Bakersfield thing,
That's
huh?
But
not.
you don't want nobody in that circle. That's a like Jen said, that's a childish thought mindset. Like you don't want mm mm.
They
All
do.
them people, anybody thinking like that, they're rap. They're
And they
rap.
Yeah,
already
it happens.
are. They've already talked. They already
They've
know.
already been they've been talking about you before you even met that person. You don't
Yeah.
even know
Yep.
that person they've been talking. That's when I say that's a Bakersfield thing because it's a small town
Small town.
thing where people know each other. Like that's not gonna happen
Down
to
to
you
that.
in LA. You're not going you from Compton and they all the way from Inglewood and they might see you that night and choose you. Yeah, but I'm talking about like from way a long time ago. No,
Jen said it happens in LA too. It's not as big as you think.
Yep.
it's less likely. The odds are way
But
less. I've been out
let
in
me
LA.
yeah, it be like that.
It ain't gonna be nobody just be like I remember him in the third grade and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I have a
But
question.
that's our time, good people.
Oh, that's our time. Oops, I had
That is
a
our time. We have went overtime, big
all right.
time. But we always have these great conversations. They can go on forever. But we're gonna be back next this coming Thursday, and we're gonna have some more stuff that'll be coming up. But make sure that you guys continue to tune in. I'm gonna be having some free tickets to the comedy show that we're gonna be giving away. So stay locked in for that. Got some great events that'll be coming up. Going to be doing a movie screening on the 25th. Only got a few more tickets available for that as well. It's going to be free at the Maya. And there's going to be a panel discussion that's going to be happening. And also make sure that you be available to come out to the Black History Parade that's going to be happening the last Saturday um, of this month. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in with all those things that's happening and great stuff that's coming up. Also, the NAACP Extravaganza Awards will be coming up March 21st. Yeah. Got some great things that's going to be happening with that. Um, and so a lot of people going to be getting a notification. Monty is hearing it right here for the first time that he will be getting the Artist of the Year award at the NAACP this year, yes, sir, you're going to be getting that award. So we appreciate the great work that you've been doing for a very long time. So, yeah,
That's
some
gonna be
great hits,
me.
man. So, yeah, y'all will be all the nominees and stuff will be getting that information between tonight and tomorrow morning.
Thank you, thank
And
you,
so,
thank you. I gotta
and
get
so,
dressed up.
yeah, you gotta get dressed
I'm
up,
gonna have to
Doc. You
put
gotta
on
get
some
dressed up.
makeup and everything, huh? I'm gonna put on makeup and get my wig done and all that for the show.
All that.
When is it again? Okay, okay.
March 21st. March 21st.
The same
March
place.
21st. Yeah, same spot. We're gonna be at the Bakersfield Country Club, and so yeah, tickets on sale right
Am I
now
taking
on the
pictures?
Eventbrite. Nah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, nah, I ain't gonna have you work that night, bro.
Hey, Nick,
unless
Nick
unless
had
you
me do
truly
that.
want to, unless you
Nick had
truly
me do
want
that.
to. But nah, man, nah, I don't want you to. I want you to relax and enjoy the
Okay.
night.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go out and find a date. Maybe I'll find one. Oh no, I was gonna say I was gonna find one at the parade, but the parade is the day after. Now
Now
ain't
the
nobody at the
parade.
parade.
Now the
Ain't
parade
nobody.
gonna be on the 22nd.
You said the thing is on the 21st.
March 21st.
Oh, March.
Yeah,
Oh, so you
yeah,
actually gave me time to prepare. Okay, good.
yeah, yeah. You got time.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. March.
Yeah, we'll be up in there, man.
Man, what is Cabray gonna she gonna hook me up with somebody.
Yeah, we gonna get it cracking, man. So yeah, let them know how they get a hold of you.
Oh,
You
hey, ladies, if you want to go to this extravagant event to see me win the award, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Monty C. Wilson. I am taking applications. The dinner. Wait, do I get 2 tickets or just one? Because you might have to pay for your ticket, but you'll be able to sit next to me, and I'm pretty sure my table gonna be in a premier location.
gonna make them pay for the ticket?
Think about it. Well, I mean, if I only get one,
It's the contest now.
Oh
huh?
man, he got people
Hey,
filling out
maybe we could do
applications.
that.
He said he
We
got
could
people
raffle it
filling out
off.
applications.
Oh, Patrick, you can give away tickets. You can give away that seat.
Oh, okay. So you might end up with a booger wolf.
No, we get to hand pick them. Get to hand pick them now. I'll
You say
FaceTime them there. Must
you
FaceTime
said
them
a
too.
raffle. A raffle is a it goes into
No, not a raffle. Then we call it something else. A
You pull out
lottery.
the
No, not a lottery. I don't know.
yeah. We'll select
I got.
somebody.
We'll
Yeah, we'll
figure it
do
out.
it. Maybe we might do a dating show and have somebody come on here and do it. But yeah,
Let me. I'll just
we
go out there and fend for myself.
go ahead and tell them see how they can get a hold to you so we can get out of here.
Well, I don't need a date, but if you'd like to connect with me, you can connect with me on Facebook under Tamika T. Franklin.
Awesome.
Oh, at
Again,
yahoo.com. Did I
awesome.
say- Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in once more. Again, appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. We out. Peace.